I was kind of struck by how I didn't know how to identify myself. I realized I had taken on all the identities and frameworks that other people and systems had kind of imposed on me. The biggest struggle in my life that I do often share, and even now at 42, sometimes it's still hard to share. At 29, I went through a divorce. I've been married twice. The first time I got married when I was 24, feels like a lifetime ago now. I was part of a very conservative evangelical church here in Los Angeles. And the thing to do is get married young. There are a lot of expectations around gender roles, specifically for women and young women. And we are taught these messages very early on. And so I kind of took on a lot of that. But as a result, and there are a number of young women who experience the same thing as I did, we get into these relationships and marriages that are very unhealthy, very toxic, abusive in a lot of ways, as mine was in a number of ways. But one of the things that enabled me to leave that environment and that marriage was my own stubbornness. I'm very strong-willed. And although my parents, who live in Australia, they were very far away, and they also are very strong in their faith. They are Christians too. They supported me in my decision to leave. They saw that it was not a healthy environment or relationship for me to be in. And so that gave me the guts to take the first step. And so I was able to leave that. And as a result of leaving that environment, I was kind of struck by how I didn't know how to identify myself. I realized I had taken on all the identities and frameworks that other people and systems had kind of imposed on me. So now for the first time at 29, it was, who am I? What are my values? What do I believe in? At the same time, I was working in TV production here in Los Angeles. And so I started networking with women in film and feminist groups and other young women who were kind of my contemporaries. And I learned so many things for the first time in my life outside of the church framework of what feminism is and what it means to value women's rights and what are reproductive rights. And I realized that, oh, these are the things that are valuable to me. These are the values that are important to me and I want to embody. And so through that divorce transition and leaving that church environment and shaping my own identity, I realized I am a feminist and I am a storyteller. I want to find other stories and other women who have been through similar things and help them find their community, find their identity and stand strong in who they are and not feel like they have to wait for other people to give them permission to own who they are. So that kind of started me on my journey to where I am today, but it started with a struggle. I feel like a lot of people in the world find their fit by going through struggles, and I certainly did. And although I wouldn't wish it on anyone, I wouldn't want to go back to that. I'm thankful for what I learned from it. And I want to use it in a way that it can empower other people and help other people. So started with divorce and ended with empowerment. So I'm thankful for that.